Hey everyone, it is day 5 since I set the aquarium up. I am amazed. The water is so crystal clear now at day 5, now that the bacteria cycle has finally taken over. And I haven't fed them in 2 days, so that probably also helped the bacteria catch up. We'll see if it becomes foggy again. We're going to give them some food today. Down here, there's a lot of fish. The water's crystal clear. And we got our crayfish hiding in the cave. Until I'm done with this video, we're going to temporarily shut this racket off. So we're going to do some water tests. Just because it looks clear does not necessarily mean everything is all right. There could be ammonia even in clear water. Typically it would be a little bit foggy if there was a lot of ammonia, but you don't always know. You got to test it. We're going to see if the pH is still okay in both these tanks. Now we're going to test for nitrate and nitrite. Those can be invisible killers in the aquarium. Let's see. Let's see how this is doing. So, the last time I used these, I rinsed them off in the sink. Now when you go in the aquarium, you fill it up. And now I'm rinsing it in the aquarium just to get rid of any residue from the faucet. I'm not cleaning chemicals out in here like some people may think. So we got that one filled. Now we're going to get the other one filled. Right in here. It's starting to smell like a pond in here too. Animals like it to be a little swampy. They don't want it to be all clean and manicured. So got those. And the caps, rinse them off in there for as accurate possible result. Probably a little overkill. But now we take the 2 ammonia bottles, give them a good shake. Okay, ammonia bottles, pH, give it a quick shake. Now I'm going to put you down for just a moment while I open these bottles. The pH, I've done this enough times over the years. I pretty much know the result as soon as the first drop hits the water. But the ammonia one actually has to sit for a little bit and develop. So ammonia, you're going to do 8 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. pH 1, 2, 3, and I already know just by looking at that it's going to be pretty alkaline. Last time we tested it, the pH was 7, 8. I looked up everyone in this aquarium. Everyone would be fine if it climbed up to 8. Except, who was it? One creature in here would be a little uncomfortable with it. I forgot who it was, but I don't think it's climbed up to 8 yet. 7.5, everyone would be okay. So there we go with that one. Shake this one up. I'm going to wait a couple minutes, shake it again. We can't really look at that because it looks yellow, which would be perfect, but it may turn a tint green. In fact, it probably will turn a tint green over the next 5-10 minutes, and we got to wait 5-10 minutes until we look at that result. I do have a lot more test tubes, but I'm just going to focus on the top tank right now. We'll do the second one in a few moments. The pH card is instant. Would you say it's still 7.6, or do you think it got a little bit deeper blue? Regardless, that's fine. And actually, that's what it's coming out of my faucet as. I would have to get pH down. It's difficult to bring pH down in the tank, but it's very easy to bring it up. Just add coral or a pinch of baking soda. Those are all things that'll bring it up. Now, the ammonia card is showing us the water's perfect. But as it develops, it'll probably get to about 0.50. It was 0.50 the second day I set it up. That's normal for the ammonia to spike. Then the bacteria cycle takes over, starts eating that up. Same with the plants. Although, because I haven't fed them in 2 days, it looks like the goldfish have been eating my dwarf lily pads. They won't eat this. That'll take over. And that'll start really purifying the water. Pothos will even grow leaves under the water. It doesn't need soil. So, you think it will have gone down today or gone up? I think it'll have slightly gone up despite the water becoming clearer, just for the time being. But I'll be back in 10 minutes with an accurate result. While we're waiting for that, let's give them a little bit of food. Just a little bit. Whatever they can't eat within 10 minutes, that means they're overfed, pretty much. Goldfish will eat and eat, they'll overeat. So we have 15 of the feeder goldfish. A lot of them were abnormally skinny when I got them. It's good to see a few of them already bulking up. We have a bunch of snails in here, which my dwarf crayfish, which is almost as big as the snail, has tried to kill but failed a bunch of times. And if I witness that, I'll break it up, because not only I don't want it to eat those snails that I bought, but also it could close its shell and break off one of its claws. I'm looking for the little guy. Also, last time our tadpole had a bad injury from a power head, which has been since removed. It got pretty critical looking. It looked like a lot of internal bleeding, but now 2 days later, it has showed a lot of improvement. A lot of the swelling on the side of its body has gone down. It looks like it's doing better. There's the Plecostomus. I have 2 larger goldfish. Under here I have 3 white sucker fish, wild caught from the river. And there's the mini crayfish. That's as big as he'll get. There's the other sucker. And there's 5 of those snails in here, unless something killed and ate one of them. But everything in here should pretty much get along. The crayfish is too small to really cause havoc in here. Down below I have a giant crayfish, and those fish are intended for it to eventually eat if it gets hungry. And I'm not around to give it food. Yeah, that snail about to go up the glass. The snails, everybody in here likes these goldfish flakes. These ones. They don't like those ones as much. They like the ones that are made with actual natural meat. They don't like the vegetarian ones. They don't eat it as much, and a lot more goes to waste. Okay, there he goes. It's about as big as he'll get. Pretty cool. And that guy is versatile. It'll climb up the brickwork. It can climb a wall. I'll find it up here. It can walk up that, upside down, and up and over. It doesn't swim up there. I've witnessed it walking up. There's another snail. So I now see one. I know where 4 of them are. Where is snail number 5? Even if it did get eaten, I should be able to find its shell. I'm looking around for it. I have no idea where it went. It could be behind one of these things, because all these bricks are spaced where things can go behind them. It could be behind one of these rocks. I'm not sure where it went. And I did, since the last video, exchange this lid with the proper one, because the last one was too big. And I actually probably should have kept the one that's too big, because look, there's no handle. How am I supposed to open that? Pain in the butt. But at least it's tight. The crayfish won't be able to get out, because they'll take their claws. They can climb wires, and they can get out of things like this. Or it could climb the airline. But he's in there. You can see his claws sticking out. I think we can probably get that guy to come out. Let me get this glass cover out of here. Let's put some food in here for the crayfish and the other little fish, which are creek chub. Those bigger ones were going to be part of the community tank until I researched and found out they get aggressive as they get bigger, and they were starting to pick on the little goldfish immediately, so they're in here with the feeders. And amazingly, all the wild caught fish like that, they ate within 20 minutes of being in the tank. Everyone adjusted super duper fast. Yeah, they're eating. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. Alright, yep, you see that did darken a lot. That has, see, despite the water being clear, I'd say it darkened up to about 4. And because it darkened up to about 4, I'm going to let them eat in here. And then this evening, as soon as they're done eating, we're going to do a 50% water change. Drop it down halfway. Well, we're not going to be cleaning the gravel or anything because it's a fresh tank. We don't want to disturb any bacteria that's trying to grow and clean this up. We're just going to drain it halfway, fill it back up. Then we'll test it the next day. If it has improved, we'll leave it alone. If not, we're going to do it again. Biggest course of action is just feed them less. Now let's test the bottom one. I probably shouldn't have fed him first. Alright, we won't do this one today because that's going to mess with our result. All the flakes floating around in there. Okay, we'll do this one tomorrow. We'll do them both again tomorrow. And just for the heck of it, in a couple hours, I'll give both of them a 50% water change. Goldfish do produce a lot of waste. But that plant, once that creates a canopy in there in a couple months, that's going to really be a big help. But that's normal for that to spike in the first week or two. Alright, we'll do a partial water change. Alrighty, that should be enough of today's update. I'll turn these back on and I'll get to work. Okay, I didn't realize this stuff all reset. That was on day 2. Start. Why did this one not? Oh, that's weird that I had to give it a push.